You've been told to eat more garlic. It's good for your heart, it fights colds, it might even prevent cancer. So you do. You chop it up, toss it straight into a hot pan with some oil, and feel healthy. But what if I told you that by doing that you're destroying the very compound that gives garlic its superpowers? You think you're getting all the benefits, but you're essentially just adding flavor. The most powerful medicine inside that clove is being vaporized before it even has a chance to form. This is one of the most common mistakes in kitchens worldwide. We follow tradition, we follow what our parents did, but we miss one crucial science-backed step that makes all the difference. It's a simple mistake, but it has huge implications for your long-term health. By the end of this video, you will understand the fascinating biology of the garlic clove and know the exact, non-negotiable protocol to unlock its full disease-fighting potential. Welcome to The Better Habit, where we use science to optimize your daily routines and build a healthier life. Today, we're fixing the way you cook with garlic forever. So how do we get this so wrong? For centuries, garlic has been revered as a medicinal plant. Ancient Egyptians fed it to laborers building the pyramids to give them strength. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, prescribed it for a range of conditions. It was a staple in folk medicine across the globe. But in all that time, the focus was on simply consuming it, not on the specific chemistry of its preparation. The common wisdom was just eat garlic. The science of how garlic works is much more recent. When modern cooking evolved, especially with the rise of quick high-heat methods taught on TV and in recipe books, efficiency became key. The instructions were simple: chop, mince, and immediately add to the heat to infuse flavor. No one stopped to ask what the heat was doing to the delicate compounds inside. The myth wasn't a malicious lie. It was a sin of omission. We valued flavor and speed over biochemistry. We assumed that if we could smell the garlic, we were getting the good stuff. But the powerful aroma you get when garlic hits a hot pan is partly the smell of its medicinal potential being destroyed. We've been unknowingly cooking the medicine right out of our food. Let's get into the biology. This is where it gets really interesting. Think of a raw garlic clove as a tiny, dormant chemical factory with two separate departments. In one department, you have a compound called Allicin. In a completely separate department, you have an enzyme called allinase. As long as the garlic clove is whole and intact, these two employees never meet. They are kept apart by the cell walls within the clove. Nothing happens. It's just a vegetable. But the moment you crush, chop, or slice that garlic, you are breaking down those walls. It's like a fire alarm going off in the factory, causing everyone to run out of their departments and into the main hall. This is where allicin and allinase finally meet. When they interact, a powerful chemical reaction begins, creating an entirely new, highly volatile, and incredibly potent compound, allicin. This is our hero molecule. Allicin is the superstar responsible for most of garlic's famed anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and anti-cancer properties. But here's the crucial part: this reaction isn't instant. It takes time for the allicin and allinase to mix properly and produce a meaningful amount of allicin. If you throw that freshly chopped garlic into a hot pan immediately, the heat instantly deactivates the allinase enzyme. The foreman of the factory is neutralized. The production of allicin halts almost completely. You've stopped the medicine from ever being made. Now for the evidence that shifts our understanding. The science on allicin isn't new, but its importance in home cooking is only recently getting the attention it deserves. Numerous studies have examined the stability of the allinase enzyme. We know it's extremely sensitive to heat. For example, a study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry showed that heating unchopped garlic for just 60 seconds in a microwave completely eliminated its allinase activity. Even brief stir-frying can denature the enzyme. However, the game changes when allicin is allowed to form before cooking. Research has demonstrated that allicin itself is more heat-stable than the enzyme that creates it. A pivotal study from the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University highlighted this exact mechanism. They found that by letting chopped or crushed garlic sit for 10 minutes before cooking, a significant amount of allicin is formed. This preformed allicin can then better withstand the heat of cooking, allowing more of it to survive and be absorbed by your body. The shift in thinking is this: we aren't just protecting a compound. We are creating the right conditions for it to be born in the first place, before it ever faces the trial by fire. It's a simple, preemptive step that dramatically changes the nutritional outcome. So here is the perfect protocol. I call it the chop and stop rule. It's a non-negotiable routine for preparing garlic from now on. Step 1. Crush or chop your garlic first. Before you do anything else for your meal, before you chop the onions, before you heat the pan, prepare your garlic. The more cell wall damage, the better, so finely mincing or using a garlic press is ideal. Step 2. Stop. Leave the crushed garlic on your cutting board, exposed to the air for a full 10 minutes. Set a timer. This 10-minute window is the magic interval where Allicin and Allicin are working furiously to produce that precious Allicin. Don't touch it, don't heat it, just let it rest. Step 3. Cook as usual. After the 10 minutes are up, you can add your garlic to the pan. Because you've allowed the Allicin to form, a significant portion of it will now survive the cooking process, making its way into your meal and your body. Now for some common questions. What if I'm using pre-minced garlic from a jar? Unfortunately, most commercial jarred garlic has been heat-treated or contains acids like citric acid that inhibit the allicin enzyme, so you won't get the same benefit. Stick to fresh cloves. What about roasted whole garlic? When you roast a whole bulb, the allicin is deactivated by heat before it can mix with allicin. It will be sweet and delicious, but medicinally, it's far less potent. The chop and stop rule is for when you want the health benefits, not just the flavor. Let's quickly summarize what we've learned. First, the magic of garlic comes from a compound called allicin, which is only created when the clove is damaged. Second, the enzyme that creates allicin is instantly destroyed by heat, so throwing freshly chopped garlic into a hot pan prevents allicin from ever forming. And third, the solution is the chop and stop rule. Chop your garlic and let it rest for 10 minutes before you cook it. This simple change transforms garlic from a simple flavoring into a powerful medicine in your meals. You have the power to take control of your health right in your own kitchen. It's not always about buying expensive supplements. Sometimes it's about understanding the simple biology of the food you're already eating. You've now unlocked a secret that most people will never know. If you want to keep optimizing your health with science-backed habits, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And check out our next video on the one common oil you should never cook with. Thank you for watching.